All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is December 9th, 2024. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Let's do the market wrap up or the trade review. Let's take a look at some charts. First chart we'll look at, let's take a look at SPY, okay? SPY never got going. We could never clear any bullish traffic, any of the bearish traffic up here. Just never got going. First candle was red. From there, they sent us a battery of, looks like 10 candles to the downside, straight into the support area, 605.30, 605.25. From there, we got like about $1.50 bounce, just kind of floundered around there. Went up, checked VWAP, couldn't hold over VWAP. The bulls, I wrote this out probably about halfway through the day. If we get underneath this area right here, it would probably, if we stay above, if we get up here and hold, this is probably going to be the low of day. Well, we got up there, but we gave it up, all right? And then we went even lower. So there's the price action for today. We had a gap down here, and gap fill was, let's just see what the closing was, 603.85. Didn't quite complete gap fill. Maybe they do it tonight, overnight. We'll see what happens, all right? So there's SPY. So we got a 10-minute downtrend going into the close. 2-hour chart. Let's see what the 2-hour chart brings us. 2-hour chart is a 2-hour downtrend going into the close. Daily chart still in an uptrend. So we got ourselves a lower high, lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over rising 17 EMA right there. Still in an uptrend. MMRP pattern still intact. All right, MMRP still intact. Let's take a look at that just for a second. And all right, so here's our first 4 igniting candles right there. Those first 4. Okay, then we got a pause. 4 candles of pause, 4 candles of check support. Here's the support. We broke through resistance. That now becomes support. Then we had 4 candles to the for price advancement move number 1. Price advancement move number 1. Price advancement move number 2. We had a holiday in there, so it's a 3-day. All right, so there's price advancement number 2, and then this is price advancement number 3. And today, I don't know how I messed that up. Today we start price advancement number 4. All right, so if we break this low right here, okay, price advancements are over. That's done for the MMRP. Right now I'm going to stick with it. We're still bullish up here. It's hard to play bearish when we're still bullish at this time. We're coming off of an all-time high made on Friday. All right, but we're still bullish up here. So here's SPY on the daily chart. For trades today, got nothing happen for the bulls. All right, so on the 10-minute chart, sold some calls because I had 30 calls. I added 10 more, made it 44. I had 34, added 10 more, made it 44. We never got going. We broke the base here, so I sold some calls, and I profited probably about 798 plus 120. All right, so roughly $918 right there for selling some calls into this drop. And that was it. That was really it. Made some profit on some BE calls. And this is BE. Bought some of these calls yesterday. Sold them off into this rally here. And never seemed to come back up here. All right, so there's some BE. Sold some of that. Bought some Amazon calls. They didn't go anywhere. Okay. Looked like we were going to break out to the upside. We just stalled and then rolled over. So into the close, I sold some calls for the overnight session. So I sold because I still have a bullish position. So I sold some 612s because I own some 610s. And I also sold some 609s. So I sold about equal amounts of 609s and 612s. All right, let's take a look around the other charts, and we'll start with QQQ. On the daily chart, what do we got? QQQ got a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. All right, still in an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows. Let's take a look at FNGU. It's going to probably look the same. Not quite bearish engulfing. Lower high, lower low, closing inside over bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. FNGU still in an uptrend, still bullish. QQQ and SPY still in uptrends, still bullish. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow digs out a lower low and a lower high, closing underneath a bearish cross. See, that's the 3 crossing over the 8. And over a rising 17 EMA. Still making higher lows and higher highs. Still bullish on Diamond Dow. IWM. So Russell 2000. Looks like a bearish engulfing right here on a bearish candle. All right. Outside day. Higher high, lower low, closing underneath. Bearish cross. Over a rising 17 EMA right there. Okay, still bullish on that. You can see we're still up in quadrant 4. That's bullish, still up over. Prior all-time high anchored VWAP and up over the 17. So still bullish on IWM, Diamond Dow, QQQ, FNGU, and SPY. Let's take a look at our technicals, T21, 22. Oh, look at this. We made our way into the buy zone today. Not for long. Bears just threw us out. Wound up spending most of the day in the bulls or the buyer's chop zone right here, and then wound up at the end of the day just kind of pushing back through the midpoint. Not a good sign for the bulls. Breaking the downtrend line is a good sign, though. We had a trend that was headed this way. Okay. And maybe we break that if the bulls can ignite this, move down, and bounce it back up. We'll see what happens, all right? That's T21.22. Let's take a look at T21.23. T21.23, we gapped up and just kind of faded the whole day. So we got green for the first half and right in about 2:30, and then the selling commenced. We were holding the higher ground up here for a while, and then the sellers came in at the end of the day and filled the gap. Okay, notice we were holding the open of the gap. There's a gap up, and they filled the gap right there at the end of the day. Closing just underneath this rising 200 SMA, not so good, but it's just a spike at this time. Still up in quadrant 4, still bullish. For T21.23. 3-bar chart, 3 more green candle bars, closing in quadrant 4, up over, rising 200 SMA. Still bullish, T21.23, 3-bar chart. FNGU, price action for FNGU, just selling from the beginning of the day, almost straight into the end of the day, putting in a bearish flag look, which is down and over. All right, so bearish flag look right there. So we've got selling from the beginning of the day. Got a couple of green candles here. They went up and checked VWAP. Couldn't make it over that. And then underneath here. So price action, a little bit of green at the end of the day, which is kind of different from T21.23. If you look at T21.23, selling into the end of the day, whereas FNGU buying into the end of the day. I like the buying, especially on the big caps, because that would certainly drag the SPY and the QQQ toward the upside. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe there is some light after all, FNGU. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. All right, first sector is, let's take a look at precious metals. Start off with silver. And silver closing. Oh, look at this. They're in a downtrend. They have to take out this high to negate the downtrend. Price action closing underneath 12-year high anchored VWAP and another prior 12-year high anchored VWAP. But a higher high and a higher low closing over the bullish trap. Over flat 17 EMA. Still in quadrant 3. All right, still up over the midpoint. That's still bullish there, but still in a downtrend on SLV. Okay, they started their downtrend when they took out this low with these candles here. Okay, so that started their downtrend. Now, in order to negate the downtrend, they have to take out that high up there. All right, because they made a lower low, so that puts them in a downtrend. But the fact that the matter is, after making the lower low, they've been moving up. So there's silver. Let's take a look at GLD. Gold also in a downtrend, but not moving down. All right, gold has been, took out this low here with these candles, and ever since taking out that low, they've been moving up. So price action for gold, moving up, kind of holding this higher ground up here. Price action for gold today is higher high, higher low, just like SLV closing over the trap, over the 17, up in quadrant 4. That's bullish right there. Okay, so gold still bullish, but showing a head and shoulders pattern. All right, let's take a look at, get that out of there. Let's take a look at some sectors. Start off with SMH. All right, SMH up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Not quite able to hold the upper third. That's not so bullish, but still up in quadrant 3. Over the midpoint, that's bullish. Price action, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the trap. All right, bullish trap, and underneath the 17, not so bullish there. But as far as position goes, up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. A lot of points for that one. And closing up in quadrant 3 gives them a little bit of points on that one. So there's SMH. All right, let's take a look at XLK. XLK moving up, holding the higher ground earlier today. Since the day started, lower high, lower low, closing inside a bullish trap, over rising 17 EMA, up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Closing up in quadrant 4, everything's still bullish for XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF moving up and giving it up. So you can see price action here moves up and then gives it up. That's just neutral right now. Price action up in quadrant 4, that is bullish, closing under the rising 17 and under the trap, not so bullish right there. As far as position goes, they're up in quadrant 4, so that is still bullish there. But they're underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP and a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. So there's XLF, still bullish, still making higher highs and higher lows. So same with XLK. XLK is making, still making higher highs and higher lows, so that's still bullish. What's not bullish is SMH. No, what's not in an uptrend. SMH is not in an uptrend. Okay, this is still a little bit bullish here. Okay, just not in an uptrend because they made lower lows right here and here. And in order to negate that downtrend, they're in a downtrend. They have to take out those highs right there in order to negate that downtrend. So there's SMH. Let's go take a look at XLE. All right, let's try it again. XLE. All right, XLE, again, just kind of neutral, going up and giving it up. Okay, so that's just neutral right there. Price action closing underneath, all-time high anchored VWAP, not so good there. Closing underneath the midpoint, not so good there. Closing underneath the bearish trap and underneath the 17 EMA. So, but still in an uptrend. Okay, so we still see this. We still got our uptrend going. on XLE. Possibly they may crush this uptrend maybe by the end of the week. We'll see. Possibly get a bounce. Maybe we consolidate and start making our way back up. We'll see. That's XLE. That's the energy sector. Let's take a look at XLI. Wouldn't want to be, I'm not interested in the energy sector at this time. Not bullish enough, really. XLI, again, moving up and giving it up. Okay, notice up and giving it up. That's just neutral. Price action closing in the upper third. That's bullish. Closing underneath a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, not so much. Closing underneath the 17 and underneath the trap, not so much. So a lot of downward move, a lot of downward pressure here coming off of making all-time highs recently in a lot of these sectors. So there's the industrials, but still has an uptrend. Okay, right here. Still got an uptrend going here on XLI. Still making higher lows and higher highs. All right, likes to see if they can recover tomorrow, just like XLE, or later this week. Maybe consolidate and make their way back up. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at XLU, so utilities. Yeah, I keep having to go back and forth on this. All right, XLU still making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, they were in a downtrend, and then price action took out these candles here. That was an all-time high with these candles there. Ever since taking it out, they've been moving down. All right, so pressure kind of doing the same thing as XLI, kind of moving up and then giving it up. All right, so that's just neutral. Price action is in the upper third, so that's bullish. Underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, not so much. Underneath the 17, underneath the trap, not so much there on XLU. XLU is typically a defensive sector, so not surprised if it's not making new all-time highs at this time. So there's XLU. Let's take a look at XRT. This is our retail sector. Retail sector still holding in strong. You can see price action here moving up and holding the higher ground right here. Price action up in quadrant 4, it's bullish. Price action closing up over the bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the uptrend line. Everything's still bullish about XRT. Keep an eye on Costco, Walmart, and Amazon. All right, there's XRT. Let's take a look at the last one. Would be our transports, and the transports just really disappointed after looking at the chart this morning. Let's take a look at it again. It hasn't gotten any better. Outside day with a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath two prior all-time high anchored VWAPs, closing underneath the trend line, closing in the upper half. They haven't made a lower low yet. You can see right here, they come dangerously close to converting this uptrend into a downtrend right there on IYT. If they pop through that low, that will be a downtrend for IYT. Price action just not doing very much bullish moves ever since making this new all-time high. Ever since making that, they've been nothing but fading back towards the trend line. And that's it, traders. Robert said he bought some ABBV calls. We can take a look at that with him. ABBV calls. He sees 3 candles here. I guess he's got a higher low. And he's looking for price to come back up and fill the gap up there. And see if we can find some support here. All right, so it's a really sloppy chart. All right, so got a little support right there, and got a little support right there. And for resistance, Definitely going to have resistance there. And definitely some resistance right here. All right. He bought calls. It's still in a down. Well, it didn't make a lower low here. Okay, so there's probably his reason for buying that, because it's still in an uptrend with a higher low. And if we back out, still got our uptrend is still intact right here. Okay. So there's ABBV. What else did he buy? He owns NFE. You got NFE is doing the curl. Looks like a rounded bottom right there. I like that. I like that little higher low candle right there. This one's looking good. Right up there, right in the resistance right there. Doesn't mean that it's going to stall. Just saying it's right into resistance in this area right here. And if it holds on top of that, that'll be really nice for another leg higher after that. What else? RERE. Higher low, higher high. Nice one. This is a really nice one. Right there. Consolidation breakout. Right there. You got some consolidation. Right here between the channels. Like down, up, higher low. And then he gets a rip to the upside. Price action's moving up. Okay, price action moves up, holds, and then makes a breakout move. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in our indexes. So this RERE and IBIT, like that one. I think that's some Bitcoin. Yes, it is. Yep, price action for Bitcoin. You can see here, moving up and then over to the right. Nice hold there. After a consolidation breakout, right there, right there. Okay, consolidation breakout, moving up and holding the higher ground. Like all of those. Thanks, Robert. Thanks. All right, traders. That's it for right now. I have a webinar tonight, Introduction to Day Trading. Hope to see you there if you want to join me. It's at 8 o'clock. It's in the free room. Other than that, I'll see you guys all tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Thank you.